Halloween Horror Nights 2025 Vegas updates.
Because I'm slaying on set.
Could you imagine this guy coming at you with that banana?
Was the Universal Horror Unleashed hat?
For I am the faces.
Okay guys, we're back at Universal Studios. The HHN shirt of the day gonna be one that we're not wearing. It's gonna be the original HHN shirt.
This is the original Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights shirt. HHN has had a crazy history, right? So the first year was actually out in Hollywood during 1986. It was only for 1 year. There was like a tragic accident and then it didn't pop up again until Fright Nights in 91, and then HHN Hollywood got it back in 92, but this is the one from the 80s, right? I'm not gonna wear it because I don't want it to get damaged, but with the classic chainsaw pumpkin design, which then they've kind of like reissued and updated throughout the years. This is the original, the OG Halloween Horror Nights shirt from the 80s. Can you survive 5 nights at Ditties? All right, so the scare zone we're gonna be focusing on now, tonight, is gonna be Torture Fair, right? So the backstory behind this is pretty much there's a bunch of like torture enthusiasts, right? In New York City in 2024, they set up a Renaissance fair. And because this is Sinister's scare zone, right? It's all about physical pain. So that's where like the torture devices fit in. You think you're going to a standard Renaissance fair, but it's all the torture enthusiasts, you know, just wanting to torture all the guests.
What a welcome reunion this is indeed. How shall we celebrate? Let me count the ways. We could count them all on one hand, could we not? My royal court, I return you down to the streets below to fully ring in the celebration and teach them the ropes of this place, so to speak. I would love to make myself dutifully acquainted with each and every little delicious face in front of me here. We have our work cut out for us tonight, do we not? For they must know by now that today is no ordinary day, and my visitation to your humble earthly dwelling comes with no small plan nor promise. Being the gracious host that I am, I have brought a gift to my own body. You'll see here in my torturous fare that I have bestowed upon you all flavors of personal hell. Whatever flavor you choose to partake in is completely up to you. What a kind host indeed to bring hell to our feet. Say it! What a kind host indeed to bring hell to our feet. Well, my denizens of horror know the tune of the torture farewell, and yet it seems we have a few new tortured souls among us that need to learn the ropes of this place, yes. No matter, we might have taken all of their tongues already. In time they shall prove themselves, yes, quick work we make of it indeed. But I much prefer a different sound to silence, yes. The sound of screams, oh, you know how to do it. It's one of the few things that mortals do so very well. So do what you do best, and give me just an inkling into the potential of your power, won't you? Won't they give us an example? Won't you raise your voices to the age of sinister screams?
Breaking news! John! Okay, so John tweeted out this. He said, finished the treatment for house number 3 yesterday for HHN 2025 at Universal Studios Hollywood. Came in at 94 pages, the shortest one so far for this season. But that can be deceiving. This one was by far the most difficult to figure out and took the most time to write. And then also John is officially an Irish citizen. And then someone also said this: do you think Waterworld Q will ever get used again? By the way, can't wait for HHN 2025. And John says, not if there's a show there. So I think John's alluding to that there will be a show returning to the Waterworld area. I'm gonna guess probably another version of the Purge show.
A test was this, many voice boxes, vocal cords, and tongues still among them. We do have our work tonight, don't we? We shall soon cut them down to size, or rather, separate them, yes? And you know the groupings I like. Which one of you tonight shall remain tortured souls? Surely we need many of them among our ranks to feast upon. Each one a different flavor of fear, yes? And it is so best relished fresh. Yet I myself am interested in a dual brand of fear. Those of you who wish to gain into your potential inside, to rise through the ranks and become young torturers! Are there still any tonight among us? Lovely. Let us see if there is. My executioner so expertly and highly trained. Let us give them a sampling of what their future could hold. Forged of unforgiving steel by mine own hand. Let us see how our victim is faring and what his power holds. Go ahead, seal his fate! Is this not what you wanted? Wonderful. Tongues and ears they have about them tonight. We shall see how long it takes for them to step up and sacrifice, yes? For we're all here tonight to ring in a new age, are we not? It shall be delightful, and lovingly there's enough seats at my banquet table for all. Everyone to enjoy, yes? I assume that you're all here because you heard my call. For I am the faces you see when murder enters into your heart. And I lovingly hope you've all brought with you your appetites tonight. For to hunger is to be alive. And tonight we aim to quench an insatiable thirst. We fill our stomachs with those one step behind. Tonight we strike while the iron is still hot. Our instrument of torture, expertly chosen, doomed to fully articulate each droplet of pain. Pain truly is the best teacher, is it not for you? So my queen, let it begin. Drip your breath. Now rest well, my dear, rest. And let the hunt begin, yes? It all has to begin somewhere. For a healthy dose of work and play is what makes the torture fair run round.
Alright, so let's talk about Halloween Horror Nights Horror Unleashed right in Vegas. So Universal kind of released a little PR package. So Peter filmed you guys a little unboxing video so you can see what everyone got.
We just got something in the mail I thought you'd want to see. So here's the box. It has Universal Horror Unleashed branded into the top. And inside was the Universal Horror Unleashed hat. And then a squishy brain Are they gonna eat our brains? I don't know. And then also, we had a Horror Unleashed pin.
So that's our first look at, right, of the merchandise coming to Horror Unleashed in Vegas in 2025.
Popped into 5 and dime. No more HHN merch. Creature merch. I haven't seen this bag though. It says the legend of the river. Then you have Creature right there. And on the inside, it's that same design that they have on the button-up shirt. It's a backpack. What the hell is going on with this minion? I'm very confused. What is he going to be doing with that banana? $40. Despicable. That makes you really uncomfortable. And then what's going on with this hat? $45 for this hat. Despicable Me 4. This looks like something you'd see at like a flea market. And it's like a misprint and they're selling for a couple dollars. I get it, they're trying to be artsy fartsy, but that thing is just ugly. $45 for this minion. Despicable Me 4. Who wants this? $90 for the hoodie. And then $30 for the short sleeve t-shirt of this just very odd looking evil minion. $11 for some stickers, or $12 for a pin. $40 for the short sleeve shirt, just says Minions on it. $40 for this shirt, have kind of a little bit of a texture design. $28, they have a little bandana with the Minions on it. $40 for this shirt of the Minion riding a rocket. So come here to 5 a dime and get your despicable collection of nightmare fuel. You know, Universal just turned the Minions area into a scare zone. Dress them up as these little characters. These will give many people nightmares. Could you imagine this guy coming at you with that banana? Cities is currently a 90-minute wait.
So Insidious is my house of the year. I'm gonna explain to you guys why, right? We're gonna do a whole kind of in-depth walkthrough. Okay, so first off, I love this house so much. You walk in, right, you see the drawings, you hear the wonderful, creepy, eerie score. You know, the drawing, one of the most shocking scenes, right, in like horror cinema. Then you kind of get to the part where it's, you know, again, the painting with the red door kind of insinuating that this is a sinister red door to kind of show that people who have never seen the films realize something is wrong with the red door. And then you enter in to this massive red door. And this is such a beautiful entrance because like you feel so small. This just makes you feel very uncomfortable because it's just so large that you feel almost like you're nothing, if that makes sense. And then one of the most classic quotes, I think, of HHN history.
He's got no baby.
So you come in, right, you see this massive facade of the house, you get this great little pop scare. My favorite thing about houses and what makes it house of the year for me is a variety of scares and how things are pulled off, right? So here, you're gonna come in, you're gonna be distracted by the clock. There's also a scare that'll pop up right next to the clock, but off to the side or behind, you'll get this jump scare. We get little nods to stuff from the films. Get this really creepy, this like baby room scene. Then you get a wonderful jump scare from the side. And then here, right, we have like the classic lantern. And then this is where kind of like the mist effect really starts to pop up and you feel like you're inside the further. While you're being distracted by this, you get a jump scare from the side. And then fun little Easter egg, this is gonna be the little kid from the Tooth Fairy house from a couple years ago. You get the eerie painting on the walls, great simple set design. You come into this room, dude, every single time, you could never tell who was real and who was not. So many wonderful jump scares I had in there. The actors did a brilliant job. Then you come here, right, and you got like the cloaked up bodies and it's just eerie and creepy. Then you get jump scares right in front of you, jump scares to the side, and just the fog, right? You feel like you're inside the further and like, you feel like there's no escape. You're just kind of like overwhelmed and almost helpless. Then you get this wonderful elevated double scare, right? So I love when scares are coming from different heights and different angles because people are all different heights, right? So people who are tall, this really creeped you out because you're so used to seeing characters kind of, you know, below you and they're above you, right? Making you feel small and just like terrified. So I thought that was very well done. And they were just so good throughout the entire season. And then we have the wonderful, like, you know, drop down heavy windows. These things scare the crap out of me every single time. So those were some wonderful variety, right, of scares. Then you come in here and it's just, during the Unmasking the Horror Tour, the walls were so disturbing and distressed. This actor was always doing weird stuff with the mannequin right there. And then you would also have another scare from the side, right? You never knew where someone was gonna pop out of. They really hid the boo holes very well throughout this entire house. They had animatronics, the feet going back and forth. So while you're being distracted, someone hit you from the side. And just like, look at that, so freaking good. Costumes look great. And just the energy throughout the entire season was so intense within that house. Again, you're like continuing this just like nightmare. And then you get another scare right from above. This is gonna be a spray effect, right? So you get like this like wet vomit drip on you. So that really freaks people out. Again, the variety of scares from different angles, that's what makes a good house. And then again, with the mannequins, right? They did such a good job blending in and popping out when you didn't expect them. And then we get the curtain hallway. Oh my God, nightmares. I've never cursed so much in a house in a very long time. And every single time, they got me.
Ah, God, son of a ah, okay.
Now, these are actually going to be the characters of the year for me because they were so good. They were so spot on with their timing and everything. So then you're like, okay, I'm done. I escaped them, right? And then you get another one from the side. Then you're in kind of his little like office. You hear the classic song. You're like, okay, let's move on. The house is ending. And then they're going to get you with another curtain scare. And then you're going to enter into this room, right? You get distracted by the demon upstairs. And then the demon pops out right below while you're being distracted. And then this hallway, okay. There was one time where I didn't see anybody. And then all three popped out at once. And you're just like, no, I don't want to go down this hallway. They were just relentless. The entire season, I had so much fun going through this house. And that's why it's my house of the year. Wonderful variety of scares in there, right? From all different angles. The actors were brilliant the entire season. House of the year. This is one people will be talking about for years to come. From scenic to the actors to ops. Thank you so much for making this such a special house. Megan's somewhere over there. So Megan, we got our first look at Megan 2. They showed a little teaser for it.
Hi, New York Comic Con. Miss me? Sadly, I couldn't be there because I'm slaying on set for my killer new film, Megan 2.0. I've been upgraded. See you nerds in June.
Yeah, we might see Megan popping up again one day at HHN. We're heading out of City Walk now. Let's go back to the office. I want to show you guys the Slash vinyl album. That's right, I got it. Okay guys, we are back in the office. Before we talk about some more Halloween Horror Nights 2025 Vegas updates, let's talk about the Slash album, right? So they had a very limited release of the Slash vinyl album out in Universal Studios Hollywood. As you know, Birdie and Slash like BFFs, so every single year kind of Slash writes a new song for an HHN house. They kind of did a giant compilation of all the music he's written for the houses in this album. So they had a couple that were released kind of every day that were signed actually by Slash. So luckily, I was able to get one. This is gonna be the cover art, right? And then we have Slash's signature right there. So the music of Universal Studios Hollywood, Halloween Horror Nights, and then you have Slash. So Brian did all this artwork. I think it's some wonderful artwork. You got Slash on the back right there. So there's gonna be side A, side B's, and then on the inside have the wonderful artwork, right, that we've kind of seen throughout the years of the Universal Monsters. So Universal Studios Orlando has had a bunch of different vinyl albums for HHN, but we've never had one for Universal Studios Hollywood. So this is like a big deal. We decided to do our first Universal Monsters house in Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios Hollywood. Slash was the first person I called. I grew up obsessed with the Universal Classic Monsters, and I knew I needed someone who shared that passion to bring our vision for the monsters to life, working closely with our creative director of audio design, Stacy. Slash has composed the scores for all of our Universal Monsters houses to date. This album represents some of the highlights from each of those scores. For fans at Halloween Horror Nights, Slash's iconic guitar has become indelibly linked with the Universal Monsters, perfectly capturing both the horror and the pathos of this beloved franchise. I'm incredibly proud of the creative partnership we formed with Halloween Horror Nights over the last decade and hope to enjoy reliving the sounds of the Universal Monsters. And this is a quote from John Murdy, right? And then we have a picture of Slash. Over here we have another look of the Universal Monsters. But I know what you guys really want to see, and that's the vinyl. You got Slash's face creeping right there. You ready for this? Look at that. Look at that, that's so cool. You get this really cool kind of like tie-dye purple and green design, right? Kind of representing the Slash artwork. Now, I just wish Universal Studios kind of did more of these like limited release drops of different collectibles. They used to do it a lot back in the day. We want the exclusive stuff. If you make it, we will buy it. So then back to the HHN Vegas update. So there was a tweet that was sent out from the city of Las Vegas. Okay, so the city of Las Vegas tweeted out this. 35.5 acres near Area 15 will officially be called the Vegas Immersive District, a new entertainment district that will include housing, businesses, new immersive experiences, and much more. It's going to include 100,000 square feet of horror-themed immersive entertainment. There's going to be over 400,000 square feet of retail space, over 300,000 square feet of office space, also 200 hotel rooms. So you could go into Vegas and it's sounding like stay at a hotel there and then go down for HHN Vegas. They expect 3.5 million annual visitors, bringing in almost $800 million in annual on-site spending, creating 4,000 jobs. So Vegas is expecting big numbers out of this little entertainment district. So it's gonna be interesting to see how many people are gonna go, you know, to the Horror Unleashed out in Vegas. But they did release some different concept art of how it's gonna look, right? So if you look at this big building over here, this is gonna be the Horror Unleashed building. The Area 15 sign, so very bright, very vibrant with like all these neon lights. And then just kind of centered in the middle of it is gonna be the massive, you know, Horror Unleashed building. Over here, you can kind of see some places to kind of sit and relax. It's still a massive work in progress. I think they might do some crazy numbers if they pull it off. So they're expecting big crowds to be coming to this. Again, it's a work in progress. It's still a giant construction site. We still have no official date when it's supposed to be opening besides 2025. So we'll see. Now, I'm sorry I haven't really posted too much in the past like couple weeks and months. We've been kind of like renovating, and I've had so many different projects at home. Everything kind of like broke at once. So I've just been fixing that and dealing with that stuff. So we're back. So we're gonna be doing a ton of videos in December. We're not doing like a full Vlogmas, but kind of like a mini Vlogmas. So there's gonna be so much content coming in December. So guys, on that note, I hope you guys enjoyed this little HHN update. We have more coming. There's so much more information that's happening for next year already. So on that note, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button and join the family.
We love the family.
I'm gonna keep you up to date on all things Universal Studios and Halloween Horror Nights around the country. I love you all. I'll see y'all very soon.
John.
No.